Queen almost every game. There's two things. Maybe they thought they'd try to throw a curveball by leaving Wild Soul in the pool this time, and thus they banned it to be safe, or they just didn't want to have a blind ban. They just wanted to ban one hero and just keep more heroes in the pool.
Yeah.
Maybe, and they chose to overlap that ban. Because, Minots does know that they're banning Wild Soul Moon Queen every game.
Yeah. All right, so I do apologize there. I did have to actually change the sound real quickly. But, okay, it should be good to go now, as you can see. Okay, so apologize for that. But, yeah, as you're talking with the junglers and whatnot, we do see actually the War Beast coming out right here. Look at that, Legionnaire War Beast. So, wow, very, very jungle-heavy locking stage coming out right here. Deadwood, actually, to finish things off, though, on top of it all, coming out from Trademark Esports. But, again, you look at that Deadwood right there, you kind of wonder if almost that's even like a band coming out.
It's one of those things where they're going to have to give up something like one of these major heroes, a Parasite, an Ophelia, a Tempest, from the pool if they want to grab the Deadwood, which, they can actually swing, but then you might be looking at something pretty devastating coming out from tdM.
Yeah.
I've reason to believe they're going to favor the Ophelia first pick out of this drafting pool, but it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah. We'll see what Swinamelons decides to go here. Obviously a lot of that could be determined by that Glacius there in the pool as well. You see the Glacius against Ophelia a lot, and how you could always worry about
of course
that.
You can still run the Glacius, but the Ophelia, it's a little bit harder to go aggressive jungle, but if they're running something like Parasite anyway, they might not want to. So we'll have to see what they wind up doing with the bans.
Speaking of the bans, Demented Shaman, Pebbles, Wretched Fade, Zephyr so far coming out. Only one more to go here. So
the DS ban, man, we've been seeing that a lot versus tdM lately. People just don't want to go against those cheesy strats they run. Also, Zephyr, I feel like a very powerful ban against tdM. When I think of Zephyr and what team or home he would belong to, I think of all the teams, tdM utilizes him the best.
Yeah.
And they sort of frame lineups around him a lot. So I do like that ban as well.
Yeah, Zephyr is just, he could be such an annoying hero and obviously a very dominant hero to have to deal up against when it comes down to it. And as you put it, Trademark Esports especially has that history of running him very well. Limp specifically plays it, as does Chessie for that matter. Of course, the brothers there coming out. Rally, though, going to be the first pick from Swinamelon. So, making a point that they're definitely not going to be looking at that Deadwood really. At least you wouldn't think now in that lock pool. Going to go with the Rally pick as first, but they did give up a Master of Arms Engineer over there from Trademark Esports, and obviously that's a very strong start for them too. So really valuing that Rally here, as we've seen a lot lately.
Yeah, once that tdM gets the initiation, I've talked about, especially with a hero like Engineer, man, that can really, really screw up a Rally. So I'm curious to see sort of where SG goes with this. The Deadwood isn't totally... I've never seen them actually draft. Actually, no, we have seen them draft the Deadwood plus Rally before a lot when they're jumping in. We actually saw it, I think, yesterday, or they had it with a Pebbles plus a Rally, but it's a similar kind of idea.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. So I guess that is still possible, but Stay Green, yeah, you weren't even thinking about it. Yeah, I do remember that. Anyways, Torture going to be the response here from Stay Green so far. As far as they're concerned.
Plus a cat, yeah.
Yep, going to go with the Aluna support, so.
Leans more towards Ophelia again, seeing that.
Oh, yeah, you think, especially even that aggressive pseudo-trial lane is very possible now from Stay Green if they go the Ophelia.
Yeah, they're definitely running that Slicks Torture carry this game. At least that's the strong vibe that I'm getting from this draft.
Yeah, and
Seafreak will be in the jungle, and...
Well, if they
honestly, I'm not sure what they're going to run with Casey. I mean, I still don't think Deadwood's off limits, but if they pick anything here, it looks like tdM is going for Deadwood, unless they first pick it here. So I think they're actually not going to look at taking it. I want having something like a Tempest and Ophelia this game.
All right.
If they go for that.
Yeah, they've already used a bit of extra time, as you can see, all the way down to 11 seconds here. So Swinamelons doesn't have too much time to think about this now, as we are entering the
We've
first
seen the
pick. But
Tempest Rally synergy a lot as well.
Yeah.
They did see. They did go with the Deadwood, and I talked about it. They wanted. They saw tdM was looking for that burst here, and now you're going to see a
Yeah, and they can still get Ophelia here in the end. So if they choose to, and that I think works out actually pretty well. So yeah, definitely a smart first pick there with the Deadwood. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked they would sell a jungler. It was because tdM was sort of looking. I mean, they can make their lineup work without it, but they were sort of looking for that big burst point hero. By taking Deadwood first there, they sort of screwed up tdM's plan a little bit. I think they thought they were safe in whatever draft they got, so it wasn't a huge deal. But yeah, I did like that Deadwood draft at that point. It was not like the time we saw Master first picked, and it's like, oh, keeper Tempest on the other team.
Yeah,
see ya.
It's not as devastating by any means. I mean, especially the fact that they still got the Ophelia, of course, in the end. Now, I mean, again, speaking of Ophelia, you are going up against a Parasite here who can tend to be fairly annoying, and that also comes down to how are we going to see this Ophelia specifically ran? Is it going to be trying to go in the other jungle, or is Chessie just going to go ahead and sit in his zone, and are they going to kind of set up around that? So, I mean, do you have a preference here when it comes down to it as far as how you like to see?
Okay, if you're an Ophelia and you think Parasite's coming to your jungle, the obvious solution is you start ganking the other lanes, and they have all of their heroes. It's not like you have a passive keeper or something like that. If they run something more along the lines of like a suicide rally this game, you can gank for a hero like that with an Ophelia. They don't really, okay, they do have a Bubbles, but he's not going to be, who's their solo short? It's probably going to be Master, right? So, I mean, he is a gankable hero. I would like to perhaps see that, but if he's in the aggressive jungle and Parasite's perceptive to that from the start, he is straight up just going to push her out. She's going to have to waste time walking back. No matter how you look at it, Parasite can create trouble. If he goes to the enemy woods, if Ophelia stays in her woods, though, she has ways to deal with the Parasite. Chessie's covered this in his Ophelia guides before, and part of the deal is actually getting boots first.
Yeah, you brought that up before. You're right. I mean, I don't know exactly where you can find that video. I'm sure actually on his Twitch page, but yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about as well, or the forums.
Type in Chessie Ophelia guide or something in the search, and you'll find it.
I'm sure it'll pop up. So yeah, I do remember watching that, and he definitely did talk about the whole, obviously going up against a Parasite. So of course, might not at the same time a great Parasite player, and he obviously knows Chessie very well too. So knows this matchup to say the least. Both of them happening to get boots now. And I assume that's how they're both going to stand, obviously. I don't see any ward of sights by any means on them, so not really rushing towards placing a ward of sight down by any means. So, yeah, going to be keeping the boots here, and again, we'll see how it ultimately is laned here between the two teams. So,
yeah, it's always fun to see the junglers with boots first. I mean, it's good, obviously, but it's just you think jungle, always like, oh, boots.
Yeah, if this was a tdM game, I mean, I guarantee there'd be a lot of rage going on right now. Boots first, noob.
Or something, but it's like, no, it's actually really good.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. Boots aren't the worst thing in the world. Hey, boots are awesome on Swiftblade. First time Swiftblade.
I heard boots are pretty good on every hero.
First item, not so much.
First item, okay, yeah, true.
Anyways, Bubbles is going down here, obviously in that suicide role, being played by Limp, and actually, yeah, being played by Limp. How about that? Okay, so they are going to run the Zai Tempest mid. Okay, yeah. So I'm seeing more and more of this. Tempest actually stepping up in that middle role here. You do got Stay Green, all five of them protecting the ward spot. Limp obviously playing very, very careful here and realizing that something's up. So, but yeah, going to be seeing the Tempest mid coming out here from Trademark Esports. You like seeing that?
I do like the Tempest mid for a couple reasons. We've seen Tempest in the suicide. Part of his weakness is that he can sort of easily be dealt with. A lot of times he just has such a crippling start that to himself that he's just not able to have the impact in a game he wants, whereas Tempest mid actually creates a lot of control. So yes, I do like it. I think I'm interested to see the Tempest versus Torture matchup, though. I mean, it should be a little bit more tricky for Tempest, especially with those. I'm assuming Slicks is going to get the Agonizing Bonds in this role. I've seen him do it whenever he's solo in general, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, playing that new Torture skin, too. The hot and cold kind of skin, I think is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and they're just destroying the lane dominance up top, so.
Yeah, Rally obviously running in that suicide roll up here as a result of how the lanes are going, so I like this. Casey is like, I don't even care about Engineer right now. I'm just going to kind of run on by. He's going to take a lot of harassment here from it, but in the end, obviously, he should be fine, but.
A full volley of free auto attacks, walking past him, taking his spell, taking more autos, and he still has 3/4 of his health or something.
Not to mention, he also did make it very clear, though, where he placed the ward of sight. So I kind of wonder if Fitsuke is going to be right on top of that, getting the rev early, and looking to counter that ASAP. So we'll see if that is
I'm sure it's going to be a high priority for him. And if you actually, he's got 76. By the time there's the 130 mark, he's going to have enough gold for the Word of Revelation, so that will definitely get placed down right away.
Yeah, you see him being boxed out right here with the positioning, actually eating his last tree right there, so already out of wasn't pooled regen either. You do see the courier not upgraded, but the pooled regen, did it go on somebody else?
Well, you know who is pulled
Did go on
regen?
Deadwood, okay. What's that?
The the engineer.
Oh, wow,
Usually
yeah.
actually gave him the treaters because, hey, if you're going to be up there harassing Rally back and forth, you want to get low and have to go. So he just has the regen to infinitely stay up here and lay on the hurt.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's doing here. So, the pool in the region on Deadwood actually kind of makes me wonder if they thought that they were going to see an aggressive dual lane down here for some reason, but that is interesting because it doesn't seem like Deadwood at all needs that pooled regen. So, kind of not a waste of a health potion, but probably would have been better on Rally when you look.
Yeah, it was more just insurance, I guess,
Yeah.
in case the lanes didn't go as they planned. Just trying to be careful there to assure lane dominance, figuring Rally might be screwed anyway. The Rally's doing a great job there. He actually rotated top, is guarding that double damage rune. Parasite, however, on Minot's trying to sneak up and get it. He should be fine. Okay.
God, I hate Parasite with the mini map. I didn't even see him actually coming on the mini map, so I'm like all confused. Where the hell is he? But yeah, Rally obviously does pick up the double damage rune. I don't. What do you think about that? Do you think Parasite should not be this small little dot when he takes over a creep, or at least for me as a spectator, I would kind of like if he was actually like a big dot. But I can understand.
Yeah, as a spectator, it would be nice to be able to tell where he's
Yeah.
at. In game, you can argue it gives him the advantage of a little bit more subtlety.
Yeah.
Z is taking over that creep. He is essentially assuming he is still a neutral creep on the map. So I do kind of like that flavor, but I think as a spectator, yeah, it makes it freaking annoying.
Yeah. We do see Slicks in a little bit of trouble here in the middle lane, but not so much. Actually, going to land the chain reactions now. Bubbles the one in a little bit of trouble. Agonizing Bonds is up. Will it be enough for the kill if he can get close enough? No, he cannot. And Bubbles will survive. But yeah, the gank attempt unsuccessful. The shell surf didn't even connect, even if it did. Actually, it does connect right there, but I don't even know if that did anyways. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Not going to be a kill, and Bubbles will just kind of have to walk back and regen. Obviously, Limp is in a very tough spot here. Not much he can do right now on this Bubbles, so still level 1, still sitting on 0 creep kills, and not getting really any experience at all, actually. So
Yeah, and there's the stack.
oh yeah,
There is a stack. Rally with low farm still provides more utility than a Bubbles, I'd say. At the early levels, obviously has the free push. A lot easier to survive with. If he needs to gank and provide the extra stun, he can do that. Bubbles, meanwhile, he just sort of does want to hit level 5, 6 as fast as possible. So they're definitely more gimped on tdM in the early part of this game.
yeah. Let's go for miniature, man. It's kind of like a curve going on here. Really flattens out on both sides
Yeah.
at that bottom there. So. Speaking of that, I mean, right now, obviously, you have Deadwood versus a Master of Arms here when it comes to free farm early on, and maybe you could favor Deadwood a little bit right there. Obviously, getting him that portal key ASAP can cause a lot of issues here for Trademark Esports. So sure, Master of Arms also in his own right, though, he'll be dangerous too.
And a little bit of a counter to Deadwood in the fact that he provides the additional armor. When I actually saw the Aluna pick first, I sort of suspected that they'd be going that Deadwood, by the way. Just because we talk about the synergy that, Aluna does give to Deadwood, and it also sort of counters the Master of Arms shield a little bit in trying to prevent the Deadwood ganks, because if she casts the shield, the red power throw comes out, it does pretty much remove it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Goes right through that Master's call there. That would be coming out from Master of Arms. So definitely keep an eye, obviously, on how quick Noob G is to react right there when it comes to that Master's Call. Tempest taking a little pressure here in the middle lane. Need to be careful there. Going to go ahead and activate that health potion. Sitting in the illusions, though. I think he might have canceled at the last second. But anyways, is sitting on that bottle, too. Torture also with his own bottle, though. And it does seem like Slick's 21-5 here against a 14-8 Tempest. So Torture is having the better time now. When it comes to creep farm here in the middle lane, we'll need to be a little bit careful here. He's going to take some stuns. A level 6 Tempest, yes, we'll start pulling him in. Parasite running and has a face hug to use even. There's a leech. There's the face hug and bloodlust kill going out in favor of Trademark Esports. So good coordination from tdM right there.
That is an absurd amount of lockdown, too. You got to think about that. That's basically 3 seconds because the glacial blasts are staggered. It's 1 second, 1 second without, 1 second afterwards, followed by the elemental void, pulling him in a little bit even for 4 seconds. I mean, it's like 7+ seconds of lockdown for people to come in and gank. That is really difficult to deal with. Something else to keep in mind when you're looking at that Tempest in the middle.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we saw right there, it's kind of wondering a little bit. I heard the stuns coming out, but then you could tell Azai was positioning himself just to get that ultimate in range. Obviously, Slick's just not able to react in time. We talked about all that lockdown coming out, and even on top of that, then even the face hug silence. So if somehow Torture was barely able to survive, he wouldn't even been able to cast anything for another couple of seconds on top of that. So, yeah, quite the lockdown right there. In fact, Tempest going back in once again with some stuns. However, Chain Reaction going to come out. Shell Surf going to hit Torture. Just a little bit of back and forth. The Legion team, though, they are sending in their troops here. You got double Minotaur army coming up from Ophelia, but Trademark Esports obviously pretty quick to react right there. But instead, they will go ahead and push this middle tower. Torture not going the Impalement build, of course, but still plenty of damage to come. The Minotaur actually tanking the creep wave back here. He's just going to harass a little bit. It will sacrifice itself. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get the tower kill, though. If anything, they might put it in deny range, and it could be denied by tdM. So they're not going to get it at that point either. So good hold by Trademark Esports right there. And they are also going to start applying a little bit of pressure at the top lane themselves now. So
yeah, thankfully this will allow Rally to get some levels. They don't have the pushing power that the Legion side does. Just I mean, Tempest is over in the middle lane, so yeah, he can hold off the tower and finally get some experience here as the lane gets pushed out.
Mm-hmm. Who wasn't there during all of that? Actually, Deadwood just continuing to have his free farm here at the bottom lane. And it's showing. Swindlemelon's now at 390 gold per minute here. Has those steam boots, got the bottle. Could very likely be now going for that portal key next in line. And at this rate,
there's no
very
doubt,
early portal keys. So that is, again, going to be big news. But like you talked about, the Master of Arms, who is level 6 right now, will be able to, at least hopefully for tdM's sake, be able to react to that and save his teammates if they do happen to get jumped. But
yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a good idea. Their entire team sort of revolves around the snowball created from this early portal key on the Deadwood. He is their point hero for the team, taking over the safe lane, getting that sound early farm. So yeah, that's what they do need to do. Granted, Deadwood compared to Pebbles, I feel like Deadwood can do a little bit more without his portal key than a Pebbles usually can. I feel like it's a little bit easier to set up combos with Deadwood. Just go into the fight, you're pretty tanky, land your ulti. But yeah, I do agree with him sitting back and farming for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of just being able to press one button and do that instant damage, whereas Pebbles you have to combo and in a good position to get that full damage output out. It's the biggest comparison to make. But that said, yeah, of course, without the portal key, Dewa can definitely make that happen a little bit simpler. Obviously, just need to press the one button, and with the Rotten Grasp on top of that. But yeah, again, he's definitely on his way to getting a very early portal key here. So going to be curious to see what kind of use he makes of it right away. Noob G in a little bit of scare right there, tanking some triple stack Ancients. He actually has cleaned them up quite a bit. Will pursue to most likely finish them off here. So taking a little bit of time, forced to use some health potions and some mana potions, but in the end should be able to again finish them off right here. So and getting the solo experience from it too, it looks like. So that's good farm coming out for Noob G as he is up there obviously in the GPM charts, but still Swindlemelon and Deadwood, he is just really up there. 73 and 43 creep farm, by the way. That is damn impressive, honestly. 9.5 minutes coming up here, so gonna start pushing the bottom lane too as Ophelia joins the party. Master of Arms having to fall back. He's low in life.
It is. Look at the ward fits he placed down on the top lane too. It shows that they're planning on making action, or if they're pushing up, they do want to be able to scout it out. That is a very well placed ward, and I'm pretty sure SG has no idea about it. So I'm curious to see how they'll mount the aggression at the top tower.
Yeah. Will they choose to defend this bottom tower, and if so, how much? You see the Minotaur going to be taken over, but the Falcon Punch coming out. Here's the Red Master's call, though, and now they're turning around from the Hellborn team. Face not going to be on top of the Leech, but Deadwood just a little bit too tanky, not really too much follow-up coming, and he will be fine. So neither side ends up losing a life right there. Definitely a good hold, though, coming out from the Hellborn side. They did get a Falcon Punch to be used, although it's a shorter cooldown, but still got it to be used. But again, nonetheless, Swindlemelon's is still very close to a very early on portal key here. The tower will be saved, though, on top of that. So
yeah, it looks like Minus is actually going for the supportive item build on a Parasite here, too. Actually looking like he's going to be building up an early Astrolabe. I don't think that's just for the tankiness.
Yeah.
And the Steam Boots in general. I mean, the Steam Boots plus the Master's Call did give him enough survivability to, tank the combo at the tower there. So it's already doing work.
Yeah, you're right. That's a very good observation. I mean, the fact usually we see those Ghost Marchers, if maybe even Striders, and definitely not a Bracer. So no doubt that helped keep him alive right there. Very likely could have died if he chose a different item build. So definitely good for him. And again, he especially, he's known for doing this on many. Obviously, he plays that Tempest a lot. He's really known for doing it. But we have seen this before on his Parasite play. Thinking more about the team's sake rather than his own individual burst damage, which obviously you could argue, either way. Sure, I mean, Parasite is that hero that can definitely benefit from that level 1 codex in certain cases, but
Yeah, it's just. I mean, always be willing to adapt your item build to what your team needs for the game. I mean, a codex can be great, but if you feel like you're not going to be able to jump in and get those pickoffs, or it's way too risky, or they have an Ophelia in this case, might make it very hard, go for the team support yourself.
yeah, that's what he's doing. So, how are those suicide heroes coming along? There's the portal key, by the way, on Deadwood. So about 11.5-minute portal key, and he's actually going to show it right away. Not too worried about hiding it necessarily, but.
That is, I mean, Master's doing a fantastic job here at those Ancients, and you know what? It gave Bubbles more room to catch up in levels where he needs, because, well, actually, SG was farming their Ancients too, so not entirely, but Bubbles is now level 6, Rally only level 4, and I think that's the biggest difference.
Oh, going in right there. Deadwood nearly had the kill opportunity, but Master of Arms able to get away just in time, so that was close. Trying to use that portal
not to mention Engineer has his ultimate as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, bottom or middle tower, excuse me, going down right there in favor of State Green, as we see. Also, pause coming out, but double damage on Torture, by the way. But yeah, the smart play from tdM as a team with spreading out as they did. You talked about Master of Arms going over to the Ancients. He was doing those triple stack Ancients, and cleaning those up, getting the experience, getting the individual farm from that, and that did open it up for Bubbles, who, as you mentioned, level 6 now for Engineer level 6. And again, just kind of good. You compare that to, you got the Rally and the Luna over here, who are both still level 4, as we see. So, obviously, as you can see in chat too, Swinnemoun's apparently having a little bit of lag issues here. So, just going to go ahead and restart, and hopefully, can get that adjusted here.
Was he in range for the kill? I didn't even see. He said he couldn't control his hero. Was he frustrated because the kill got missed there?
I'm not sure, honestly. I caught that as after he jumped in. So,
yeah,
I'm not sure if he actually was right next to him or not. Possible, but yeah. Might just be frustrated by that and wanting to make sure that everything is absolutely fine. But yeah, the levels overall are definitely looking pretty solid for tdM right now. Gold advantage, however, is in favor of State Green. 1,600 gold lead here, especially after the tower kill. And you can't forget Slick's also in Torture. I mean, he's also starting to have a very good time now.
Right, of course, gold early on can be a little bit deceiving because the tower pushes definitely does edge in one team's favor. Yeah, but yeah, they definitely are in the gold lead. Meanwhile, their top tower is getting dangerously low as well. They are looking like they're going to start heading over there to try to defend it, but...
Yeah, actually, Slicks is sitting in front of a regen rune right here. Going to go ahead and bottle that up. We'll see if Lip sticks around for a little bit longer. Maybe can take him out. Oh, yeah, my net's actually on Parasite is also up here. So, we talked about this Ward of Sight that was placed up here. Haven't... been able to make the most use of it, unfortunately, as far as getting kills or anything. I mean, we're still sitting on a 1-0 hero kill game in favor of Trademark Esports. But
kind of curious to see if Slicks is going to go for the Sackstone route this game like he does a lot of times on Torture. He's against a pretty magic damage heavy team. He has the Grave Locket already. He usually does go for that Sackstone. Oh my.
Yeah.
Parasite is so annoying with those siege units when he infests them, man. He actually saw there, he went level 4 infest.
Yeah.
Too, giving a little bit of that extra damage, a little bit of sustainability.
Yep. And that could have been the difference maker. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Chessie in a little bit of trouble. Kelfield coming out right here. He's going to try to micro those minions. The Minotaur stun's coming out. Where did Deadwood go? He actually jumped away. I thought he might have been looking to jump in right there. But again, there's just too many players here from tdM. All 5 of them, for that matter. And they do collapse. They take out Chessie. And they deny the tower on top of that. So, I mean, you were talking about it. You got to, the whole gold advantage can be a little bit deceiving at times in this early game phase. And sure enough, you see right there, it's all of a sudden even after that exchange that happened. So, well played by Trademark Esports as a team, and their experience advantage actually going up a little bit. You see some decent items being picked up. The Astrolabe just finished on the Parasite right there. So, obviously a very good start for him. And yeah, again, some good coordination coming out from the team of Trademark Esports right there.
So many Ancients being slayed in this game. That's really annoying to deal. I mean, Master Arms is actually superb at it.
Yeah, with the goo that he just gets to constantly place down. And
he gets to kite them with it as well.
Yep. It does with these top teams. We do see a lot of the time, some warding going on to try to block those ancient camps. So, curious if State Green may pick up on that here in the near future and try to start doing that now, but nothing yet from that. So,
a major pickup though. He does finish his his Astrolabe on Parasite. They could be looking to force some more fights here. Luna, well, it doesn't really matter too much if Luna has Ralphie, but does not have yet. Rally, meanwhile, did hit level 6. The bubbles, man, that's the bubbles effect, though, with how it teleports. I know people complain here and there about not liking them, but with the way they are right now, bubbles ulties you at the tower, your entire team TPs in, instant counter gank, and guaranteed victory unless you have more numbers than them, so...
Yeah.
It can be really frustrating to deal with, and...
Yeah. Bubbles is powerful for that. We see it a lot. We see it a lot with that jump in the kelp field, and all of a sudden the team support's there. So, speaking of that, I mean, a good follow-up to that would obviously be a Blink Tempest Ultimate. Do you think that, especially with Parasite going that Astrolabe, could you see Tempest going for that straight portal key here?
He could. They could also, I mean, there's counters. Yeah, I could see him going portal key this game. I mean, Parasite seems to have the support items on lockdown. Zaya is saving up the gold. Yeah, I could see it.
All right. We'll see if that comes about. Deadwood setting himself in a position to maybe get a jump right here. See Luna actually cutting the trees down a little bit. I actually think they just respawned right after. That's funny. Anyways, this tower heavily pushed right here. All 5 for both teams are up here, but Trademark Esports, they do not want to have any of it. They're going to energize their use right there and just run the hell away. So Trademark figuring it's not best to pick a fight right there, and ends up being a free tower kill for State Green. They may actually look to continue pushing this now as a result of that. So we'll see if Trademark Esports now looks to defend, being the secondary tower, of course. So be careful.
It is unusual to see a Parasite that tanky, man. 1,400 health almost. Yeah. Plus the heal from the Astrolabe, almost 1,600 health coming out for him.
And actually, Torch are going to port to the middle lane, as Parasite already gone, though. Not going to push the tower, but that means State Green, they are going to fall back, too, as a team. And that'll be that. Both teams getting some ward of sights down here in the Hellborn jungle near that secondary tower. Pretty much right next to each other. Kind of interesting, but getting some good vision out there. But again, I mean, welcome to State Green versus tdM. It's only 2-0 hero kills. We're 16 minutes in now. Again, it's a little bit unfortunate to see that, but from the other perspective, at the same time, it's because both teams are just playing so sound. They're just playing that good, and that's what happens at the top tier level, as we've seen before. So,
Ophelia does finish her Astrolabe as well now, so able to provide more heal. We're not talking about extreme bursts coming out here from Hellborn. They do have a lot of magic damage, a fair amount of AoE, but it's going to help a lot, really.
Yep, the Astrolabe, as you mentioned, just finished, so definitely could help against the damage, especially from that Parasite. Even with his build, he can still put out plenty of burst damage, obviously. That Face Hug and the Leech combination specifically, and being level 11 on top of that. But speaking of that, so can Deadwood, and Swinnemounds really hasn't been able to make use of that portal key just yet. We saw that the Ancient attempt where he tried to snipe out that Master of Arms, wasn't able to get close enough, and from my recollection, I think that's the only time that he was able to even attempt to use that. So again, not saying it's his fault by any means. It's just tdM not giving the opportunities.
Yeah, and remember there was the Parasite jump bottom as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I think that was with the portal key anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think got the Falcon Punch off. But as you mentioned, and as we saw, Parasite just so damn tanky even at that point. Able to take the damage. So Deadwood will be level 11 here shortly. In fact, there you go. He hits level 11. Portal Key Tempest, by the way. He does go that Portal Key route right away. So
yes, yeah. I like it, though. Engineer provides a lot of protection for him in a fight, too. Gets a good ulti off. It can be really hard to actually access the Tempest in order to, break him out of the Elemental Void. So it is a good combination. I do like it. And you're seeing it more of a, not more of a carry Tempest, but he's playing that mid-initiator role for the team.
Yeah. This is an interesting stat. Oh, Swinnemelon's picking up a kill right there. Parasite trying to trying to get some revenge right here. Killfield coming out the hill's going to be coming on top of that. Devil. Can he barely stay alive? Oh, he barely stays alive. The Ophelia heal at the last second keeps him alive, and he ports back to base. Damn, that was close. I kind of wonder why Chesney may not have used that a little bit earlier, but
well, I mean, he's confident in his timing, I guess.
That was close.
It made for more exciting cast for us, man. That was that was close. I thought he was dead for sure. We just talked about the portal key being kind of good this game, and he just died right there. And if he had like 200 extra health or a little extra armor, he would have lived. Or a teammate slightly closer by, unfortunately. But
of course,
that's how it is.
Again, obviously that's the whole hindsight thing. So, great. Ends up being a great pick, of course, for Deadwood. Actually, these minions right here. Oh, even helping the minions a little bit get closer to Engineer. He's got the Catman champion nuke off, but in the end, they're going to fall back to Ophelia, and back to farming they go. So, yeah, Deadwood hitting that level 11 mark, able to take out Tempest right there. Speaking of Torturer, though, I was looking at him. He actually picked up that Gnome's Wisdom. So, and I know we've definitely seen this before on Slick's Plan to Torture. Like, going to go that Gnome's Wisdom pickup. Get a little bit bulkier. It's a great team item, honestly. With the proc, the mini heal, and the armor that it provides, kind of like a buffed up Bring the Teacher, basically. So, solid pickup there, and he's going to continue to farm. So,
yeah, I would look at it more of just a farming tool for him. It does give the extra mana. They buffed it a while ago. I forget how long ago exactly, but they did buff it a little bit, so it did give you a bit of extra mana regen on top of everything else. It's a little bit of just a farming mechanism for him to get around, keep him sort of high mana, high life as he's roaming around the map.
Oh, Rally in a lot of trouble down here. Oh, the Falcon Punch to drop Bubbles in one hit right there. Rally will stay alive. Energy Field's going to come down. The rest of the supporting cast is here for Sacred. Oh, a big Tempest ultimate, though. Parasite on top. Rally's going to compel, however. It will stop the Tempest ultimate. Eluda's down a little bit of trouble. Parasite will eat chase. You see the charge shot on a Torturer right there. The Impalement's activated, but Torturer on the run. Just too many tdM teammates here. Ophelia's touch comes out, but it's not enough to save him. And Trademark Esports will have the last laugh in that fight, despite the great initial counter from State Green, specifically that Deadwood. So
it was a huge counter, but then they also countered the Tempest ulti with a really quick rally push. I mean, I thought for sure they had great positioning in that fight, but they didn't have Ophelia. Ophelia was not able to provide anything besides her heal. Her creeps weren't there, her Astrolabe, anything. Oh, Master almost caught out there.
Yeah, Deadwood doesn't have that Falcon Punch, so.
No, Ophelia would have had the lockdown with her creeps and all that, but yeah, he just managed to use his Ghost Marchers and get away.
They use him vulnerability on the tower. Port came in, but those minions especially, just too powerful. Parasite obviously also in the Hell Cannon. Weren't able to deny the tower. So another good tower snipe coming out right there from Trademark Esports. And again, overall, they definitely won that exchange going on right there. Something else I noticed before that fight, too, and it's obviously picked up a little bit, but still, Rally only sitting at 2% hero damage done right now overall in this game. That was the first bit of damage he actually did this game, I believe, to any heroes, was at that exchange down there at the bottom lane. So basically, for the first 20 minutes, he hasn't been involved in heroes.
I wouldn't say he's playing poorly or anything, and that's why, but it's always funny to note.
Yeah.
And he still provides alliance, and he still provides that utility. They just haven't had the fights in which to use it. So he's not exactly playing that. He did play the suicide role this game. He wasn't playing one of those major point heroes early on. So you can't really say it's too big of a shocker. We were saying, is Slick's going to go the sacrificial stone route? They are going up against a lot of magic damage this game, so maybe it's not the best. It looks like he is going for the earlier Shrunken.
Yeah, and of course, especially on Torture, I mean, you give him that freedom to just move around with his ultimate activated, the Impalement activated. He will dish out plenty of damage. Especially being played in this role in the more the carry style rather than a support style. So, Torturer, yeah, that's definitely, I think that's, of course, is a very smart choice of him on top of the Mystic Vestments that he has. Very, very, very smart choice. Plated Greaves just finished, I believe I just saw on Ophelia right there. So, speaking of armor build, it doesn't hurt to have at least some. And going the Plated Greaves route, so good for him. I wonder if Keizu... speaking of him, he's got the Helm of the Black Legion, Steam Boots, and Mystic Vestments. If he is now going to evolve into maybe that Portal Key himself to give help out with some jump factor, or if maybe instead
I would say there's about a 10,000% chance it's going to happen.
Okay.
We see the Bulwark already on Deadwood, and I feel like in all their games recently they are going that Portal Key route. Maybe the past 3 or 4 times I've seen them run Rally. Finally,
I think Swindlemelons usually plays it though. To be fair, but
he does, but.
Still.
I think it would make the most sense for this game, unless they're going to go for utility pickup on him instead.
Yeah. The other option, I was thinking maybe something like a Barrier Idol, but...
Yeah, but you have an Ophelia, maybe she'll pick something like that up too.
Very, very true. Well, they are going to try to pressure this middle tower here. You see the Astral Appeal coming out, the Ring of Sorcery use from Ophelia, being that great team support that she can be. Bubble shell surfing in the woods, spotting out Deadwood actually. Trying to be sneaky, but he'll still go back in, realizing he has a chance. Z-Freak with this very aggressive Ward of Sight here, just to the right of the secondary tower, giving them some good vision. Maybe even spotting out this Bubbles and Master of Arms. So, and again, another Shell Surf, though. It's going to stop the Portal Key next. Bubbles will jump in right here. Tower will fall. Over here we go. Oh, he gets stunned right as he jumped in. Deadwood got stunned, couldn't get out the Falcon Punch. In comes that Tempest Ultimate, and he will fall. Chain reaction, stopping the Tempest Ultimate right there. Torture trying to stand his ground right now. Deadwood buying back, actually. Nobody dead currently, despite that kill happening. Deadwood is already just about there. Rally Compel coming out. Parasite's in a lot of trouble. He's being locked down. The Ophelia's Q coming out, and down goes Parasite. Both him and Engineer fall. So Deadwood bought back. He is already back in the fight now, and they're going to start trying to break into the base here.
Yeah, and he still has his punch. Remember that.
Yeah, that's probably why. I mean, if anything,
Uh-oh.
why he bought back. He's trying to find that opportunity. Parasite buying back right there, and actually, ooh, Tempest stun just a little bit late. Parasite following, gonna maybe take over the mini. Nice Minotaur stun right there. And actually, Parasite might be in trouble. No. Dodging the Rotten Grasp, and no Falcon Punch coming out. It's not over just yet. We could still see more, actually. Deadwood thinking about going back in. There's the Falcon Punch on a Tempest right there. Can they save him? No, they cannot. Master's Call was still on cooldown. He has Energizer. Gonna use it right there, but Bubble's being locked down. He'll fall too. Parasite at half-life. He cannot force to go himself in. And again, all 5 for TD or State Green are still here, and they're actually full life now.
Yeah, I wonder if they forgot about that, the Falcon Punch coming out from Deadwood. I mean, they kept pursuing. I'm like, I don't know about this. Deadwood's sort of positioned safely to the side. He does have his portal key. He does have that, the Willowmaker ulti. He has the Bulwark. I mean, that seems really risky, and sure enough, he came right back in.
Yeah, that was huge, man. Proving to be a very effective buyback, no doubt there, from Swinamelon. So, well. After that fight, what are we looking at? 4,100 gold lead and a 4,800 experience lead right now in favor of State Green. And, you know, let's be honest. You look at both of these lineups. Neither side, I mean, sure, you got a Master of Arms over here. He's definitely considered a pretty solid carry, but, you know, he's not your ultimate right-click hard carry. I think you can definitely safely say. The team makeup over here on State Green, they got a powerful team that could most certainly take it to the late game if it gets to that point, especially in the advantages that they have. So.
Yeah, I definitely give the advantage overall, in my opinion, to State Green in that sense. I think the Hellborn lineup could have worked if they kept a solid advantage. It still can work, obviously, but I feel like they do more once again in that even-paced game than, I mean, a lot of lineups, you look at them, they're like, oh, they still have a lot of strong team fight. Right here on SG, we see two strong melee initiators. Rally did go for a pseudo portal key. You got utility in the tablet instead, as we mentioned might be an option.
Yep.
So yeah, he did go. We said he might go utility instead of PK.
Oh, by the way, top lane. Hold that thought. Master of Arms in a lot of trouble right here. I think a red power throw might be coming up shortly to try to assist with this.
Oh yeah, yeah. We see that used.
Are they going to go for it? Will Master of Arms keep going? It looks like he kind of is. Deadwood going all the way up here in the trees, trying to maybe spot any support here to see if it's a bait or anything like that, but. As you can see, it is not, and they're going to miss. Oh, here we go. Deadwood running in, trying to get close enough, using the log. The Rotten Grasp, it will not connect. The Energizer speed is too much. In comes the charge shot. Now, here's the supporting cast as Parasite running in. But Torture also here, lightning speed on himself. But now Parasite going to be left in no man's land. Parasite will be the sacrificial lamb, and the rest are just going to run away. Deadwood actually still pursuing, missing the Rotten Grasp again. Good dodge by Noob G. But still, they get the kill.
Yeah, even if he hit it, I think there was the kick coming out. But man, that was that was interesting. I mean, he came in there to try to save the Master. Master's doing a lot of nice side steps there, using the Energizer, using those Ghost Marchers to dodge all of the Rotten Grass, but just not enough.
Yeah, good chase, definitely coming up from State Green, and on top of the Parasite kill, they're gonna get an easy tower kill out of this. So the advantage is growing that much more as a result. I mean, you made mention of the rally tablet of command, that great utility item that they have for the team now. The Shrunken Head has been finished on Torturer. Again, we stressed earlier how huge that is for this team, giving him that free mobility to roam. Eye is picked up on a Luna. All across the board looking good. Another tower destroyed by tdM. You keep seeing State Green going there to try to deny it, but tdM is able to finish it off beforehand. So, again, good pressure at least put out by them. But
if they can drop Master of Arms, Torture will not die in these fights. If Deadwood can, poke him out, kill him. I mean, they're pretty much all magic damage outside of Master right now, and he does have Geos, but even he doesn't hit that hard at the moment.
Yeah.
156, it's okay, but I imagine Tort's going to be fine unless they get a really strong jump on him. And you know what? Even if they do, they've got a tablet plus another push and rally to sort of save him.
Yeah, Rally's basically double tablet now with the Compel and the tablet of command. So.
And one of the tablets on his teammates, he can push him wherever he wants.
Yep, Compel's a powerful tool, man. I mentioned the barrier out of possibility earlier. It actually is going to be on Ophelia, it looks like. She's got the Shaman's headdress finish, so on her way to that. Well, go ahead.
It makes more sense too on a hero like Ophelia because she sort of positions herself in the back near
Yeah.
the team, provides that support already with her Astrolabe. And in a hero like Rally, he might be jumping in occasionally, trying to get that ulti off. You might not always get the best heals or protective abilities off. So I do like seeing that on Ophelia.
Engineer right now, level 8. It made a point earlier that he was level 6 at a good timing, especially compared to that Aluna. But now he's only level 8. Aluna's actually surpassed him at level 9, so kind of shows you there too how things have really slowed down for tdM as a team even. When it comes down to it, they are trying to they did stack the ancients right here. Maybe going to try to do them, but Staker is nearby. However, Luna's going to get caught by Parasite right here. Will this be the smartest move though? Ophelia's touch coming out. Luna's still alive in the background. Engineer being bursted out. The Master's Call going to be used, but he'll be bursted out after that. Now we see Dewa taking some damage. The Forked Lightning coming out. Parasite trying to chase with that leech. Chain reactions missing. Good dodge right there from Mineouts from Parasite. The Tempest ultimate pulling in a couple of heals right there. It is going to be eventually stopped by Aluna, I believe. Dewa did have a falling compel right there on a Tempest, and Tempest will go down. Engineer and Tempest so far fallen. Aluna's barely stayed alive. And we do have a buyback again on Dewa, by the way. That's his final buyback as Parasite did pick off Aluna, but at what cost right here? Parasite is in a lot of trouble, and he will fall to Nature's Wrath of Blight, and Slicks picks up a double tap. So Swindlemelons, I mean, he is out of buybacks now, but he is going to be able to join his team here.
They might go to push Kongor at this point, though, since he did buy back. I don't know. We see Ophelia already moving that way. The rest of his team's lagging behind, though. I really would have liked to see them move faster. They should be just committing to this.
You see Delwood cleaning up the mid lane, just to, if anything, going to distract a little bit, but yeah, he's going to eventually join his teammates. It's going to be cool. I mean, Tempest ultimate, even with him coming up in 16 seconds, his ultimate will be down.
Yeah, no, they have double damage as well. I mean,
yeah.
I'm feeling like, oh, you know, Torture is low mana.
He is low mana. I mean, it would be a risk. It would be a big risk by tdM. Too much, I think.
Going for it. That's a smart move too. I mean, you know, on top of everything, well, I guess she doesn't have the mana for it, but they do have a Burial Idol and the Astrolabe on the Ophelia, and pretty much only. Yeah, no, that was smart not to go.
Well, you got to see the support, man, coming out. Really from both sides. Obviously, there's plenty of utility, plenty of support, but, I mean, Stay Green, Ophelia, obviously with their Astrolabe, the Barrier Idol, the Ophelia's Touch. Aluna, too, remember, she was the one jumped initially by Parasite right there, and she survived for the longest time. She really got Parasite to chase her for basically the whole time and kept him occupied. Sure, he eventually died, but, again, kept him occupied the whole time, and eventually then he got caught out because of that, so...
yeah, I'm a little bit curious to see as to why tdM opted for the Parasite this game over maybe an Ophelia. They already had the Master of Arms. I think Ophelia just... Right now we see Ophelia level 14 versus Parasite level 16, but I feel like Ophelia is bringing a lot more to the table in these team fights with her minions, with that giant AoE heal, just a lot more utility right now. If Parasite's able to slow down Ophelia's progress a lot and buy your team that aggressive early game by maybe going in the mana lane, forcing her out of the woods, whatever have you, maybe it would be okay. But in a game like this, I just feel like Ophelia might have been a better draft for them.
Yeah, I mean, it is very tough to say, though, because there is the whole other side to that, where if the Ophelia happened to be picked up by tdM, then Parasite very likely could have been done on Stay Green's side, and it's like, how would their play have changed? Would they have then been more aggressive? Would they have got more earlier on kills?
Yeah, for sure. Their team, they did have the rally, they did have the Deadwood, and it was a really interesting situation they sort of forced tdM into by taking that Deadwood.
Oh, Master of Arms in a lot of trouble right here. He's going to get around grasp, and there goes the Falcon Punch, level 3, and he just melts. Engineer is on the run. He's going to be caught out, though, by Torture. Engineer will fall. And right now, State Green is making a statement here. They are in the lead, and they're going to continue to make life difficult on Trademark Esports. So I don't know if tdM's going to be able to hold this off much longer. I mean, State Green is really coming together right now, and they have some big advantages here. Got that token of life, obviously, on Torture still. 4.5 minutes plus. He actually has a portal key now, as you see him use it right there. On top of a Blessed Orb, by the way.
Ooh.
So, Torturer.
Oh, Torture. Yeah, that's great for him.
Blessed Orb, more than likely a sheep stick.
That's going to be insane initiation coming out. I mean, okay, Tempest does have the Shrunken Head, though.
Okay. Well, so what do we got over here?
Skeleton
Kings, yeah.
Yep.
That is it. And the Falcon Punch that we talked about, you know.
But, you know, Parasite, he does have a portal key. He can sort of shut down the Skeleton King.
True. Yep. Get in there, take it over. How many does he have right now?
I see one.
There's only one, yeah. He only has 2 total, so you might try to find another one here. Obviously, that would be the safe option. There is one right here.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'm sure Chessie's thinking the same thing. He's overall an incredibly perceptive, incredibly intelligent player. I don't.
Oh, yeah. If we're thinking it, then very likely he is, basically.
What's up?
I'm saying, if we're thinking it, then very likely he is and
Oh,
more.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
so yeah, you see right there.
Yeah, if there's someone who knows Ophelia, it's Jesse.
Yep. Yes, indeed. So, 3,300 gold on Keizu, by the way, playing this rally. So, got on him a little bit earlier, poking fun at the stats, the 0% hero damage through 20 minutes. And again, not his fault, but playing that role very difficult. But here he is now. He's level 15. He's got nearly 300 gold per minute. Saving up plenty here. He's obviously been doing a lot for his team. He's 1-0-7 overall. I mean, the fact that he didn't die the whole time is obviously the very standout thing here. And actually, he's the only one to not die this whole game.
Holy hell, I mean, look at Torture's farm. He's already almost got his sheep stick.
Yep.
On top of everything. I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
Yep.
You just saw him pick up the Shrunken Head. They entered their, first major team engagement. And right now, yeah, he's got the PK. He's about to bust out the sheep stick. It's getting very, very scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously the token of life he's still sitting on, which is coming just under 3 minutes now, so you can expect some aggressive push to be coming out here from State Green here in the near future. Actually, top lane, Parasite again going to be caught out. In comes a Rotten Grasp on top of the Falcon Punch. Parasite just too much damage. He survived a little bit with the Astral APO, but obviously wasn't to be. Now, no Master's Call used, but if it was, I mean, he might have been able to take over a creep right there, honestly, so I don't know about that.
People think about Deadwood's burst damage, but right there you saw an example. People forget about the massive amount of lockdown he actually has in his combo. His ultimate, almost 2 seconds. It's a 1.5 second stun that also slows the target. His Rotten Gasp, if you just cast it after the ulti, 3 more additional seconds. And then they have to sort of crawl away after that. And then you have the uproots, the oak bolts to throw at people and slow them afterwards. So he provides a huge amount of lockdown, allowing the team to come into position and get those kills as well.
Yeah, he was definitely a hero that, again, kind of he seems to go in and out of the competitive scene. Obviously, he's very much in the competitive scene right now, but whenever he is, honestly, he's never really a surprise.
We've never seen him do poorly in the competitive scene ever.
Exactly.
It's sort of weird that it took a while for him to get a revival here, a full-fledged revival. I mean, we've seen him used throughout time. We were even picking him up a bit before, but it's he's definitely very much top contender right now.
Speaking of Deadwood, he's going to jump in. Engineer's going to fall right off the bat. Tempest ultimate in the background. Going to be stopped with the kill field, though. And now we see the return coming out right here for the kill field down. Bubble's going to fall right there. Parasite going down. You see Master of Ours splitting up with the Jarmus Man. That wasn't stopped by the kill field. Excuse me. He's on his team, obviously. But anyway, something stopped it. And now Tempest sitting in the background. Parasite does buy back. They're trying to push out right here. Ophelia and Aluna are dead. Deadwood may be next in line. It looks like he very likely will be. Torture trying to save the talent forward. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Maybe power supply running through clear cutting. Not going to happen, though. And Noob G will get the double tap kill right there. Now lightning speed on the Parasite.
Oh, shit.
They're going to try to get Rally. The Torture's actually got the regen he's talked about, so maybe they can turn this around. Rally with the Compel. He doesn't have a Seismic Slam already used, obviously. Shrunken Head going off right before the face hug. And now Tempest in trouble. Oh, the chain reaction is going to be dodged right there, but Zai will still fall. Now Noob G on the run. Tablet forward right there. Not going to be enough to hit Master of Arms, though. I believe that was a Compel, actually. But anyways, he is going to be fine. So, yeah, big regen indeed. But, oh, Portakey just before. Okay. Again, that's how it will end. So tdM does hold them off. Buybacks were used, though. As you see now, Parasite also added buybacks. And Master of Arms down to 1 now.
Yeah, they held them off, but it really wasn't too big a deal. We saw the gap now further in lead of SG. And as we talked about before, as this game goes on, we're not seeing SG or tdM. They're not waiting out for some major moment like this Master to come out, bust out the carry. Zai had a great ulti that fight. Wasn't even able to get netted by the Skeleton King. He just did a great job with his positioning. Meanwhile, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, again, solid hold, but still the storyline stays very similar. The gold and the experience lead even growing a little bit for State Green right here, and that sheep stick finish on Torture, obviously, absolutely big.
It's that Blink Sheep combination, too, man, that just
you're
gotta be scared of.
You're going to have Deadwood here with a demonic breastplate even, coming up in the near future at this rate. 3,500 gold is pulled up on Master of Arms, though, by the way, so Gotta look at that, because that's obviously a big deal, and I do wonder, what obviously we will see out of him. Will he just go for even raw damage here, thinking that's what they need, or will he maybe build up with a Shrunken Head?
Yeah, I mean, he might go over the Shrunken Head just to try to stop some of that Torture's damage, but right now they need something that's sort of going to help them carry throughout the game, and when they're already this far down, I don't think a Shrunken's can provide that for him.
Torture just going to include up some Ancients here against State Green. If anything, just buy time for the next Kongor, perhaps. You see them kind of in the vicinity. Double damage rune is spawned. Not going to pick it up just yet. Going to try to scout out some runes right here, but
Now, am I wrong, or is it true that Torture actually never even got to use his token?
I don't think he did. I'm not sure actually.
I'm pretty sure it timed out. I think last fight he got the regen rune, came back in, dodged out, and he was okay.
I don't think it was.
Look at that farming power of Torb, man. Especially now that he has so much mono regen. He's just linking everywhere.
You know, and what we've seen on him too, I think it was on Slick's planet, but anyways, we did see a Staff of the Master that one time on a Torture.
And you're seeing a Parasite here. It could have application. Sort of as one last tank up / carry item for him. I wouldn't be too surprised, but
yeah. Again, it's the change that they made to it is they're intriguing. But I kind of forgot they did that the last time at least when I was reminded.
Yeah, he has a Shrunken Head though. Might not need it as much this game because he does have the Shrunken. Even through silences, they don't have any Hellflowers. It's not really like they're gonna stop him from casting it.
Oh, Parasite though. Speaking of Parasite, he is going to be bursted down. Double damage on Deadwood right there. Absolutely no chance, and he ain't buying back. 70 seconds, he's dead. He is out of buybacks, even if he has the goal, which I don't even know if he would anyways, as he's about 1,300. So top lane though, they're gonna move again. That double damage on Deadwood. Sure, his Falcon Punch is down, but he is hitting like a freaking truck. Tempest ultimate is actually up. So will they try to get a combination right here? Bubble Scuffle coming out. There's that Tempest ultimate pulling an only rally. It looks like it's not going to be stopped. It does get the Skeleton Kings, but will it matter in the end? Compel the seismic slam in the face of Noob G right there. Noob G will fall, and Stay Green is very likely on their way to taking the first game here over Trademark Esports. GG well plays are called, and Stay Green will be up 1-0 here in this best of the 3. Losers bracket finals matchup. So wow, great finish right there. Again, they just got the pick simply on to Parasite, who was out of buybacks at that point. You're down 5 versus 4. Obviously, is a big deal. They weren't going to be stopping that push.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes back to the draft. I think next game tdM won't fall into as much of a hole. A little bit of an oversight there with the last lock of Deadwood, and then not really getting what they wanted, I feel, out of the pool. So they were one step behind to begin with. I feel like game 2 is going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that, and again, especially in this series, wouldn't be surprised to see that 2-1, the 2-1 series with going to game 3. But I will say, State Green, when they beat them last time in the GSL, it was 2-0, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and they were pretty sound games, I believe, as well.
So maybe they'll follow that trend. Who knows? Who knows? But we are going to take a break right here. We'll find out here shortly, obviously. Stay tuned, guys. Obviously, again, we expected some great matches. We already got a great one to kick it off, and I can't wait to see how things follow. Trademark Esports taking on State Green. Losers bracket finals here from Cycle 6 Diamond Division. Long title there. We have game number 2 coming up next. Stay tuned.